Hey everybody, TV Chips here, and I literally just got out of Xmen Apocolypse. Over the last few days, a few weeks even, been hearing a lot of stuff about this movie. A lot of people saying it's amazing, it's one of the best X-Men films ever made. A lot of people saying it was one of the best comic book films made in as many years. A lot of people also saying that it was pure garbage, that it was awful, that it was disgusting, that it was boring, it was stupid. And I don't get it. I'd like for those people to explain to me what you want from a movie, because honestly, I don't think you understand yourselves. It was good. It was very, very good. It had a really complete storyline. We got a lot of backstory without getting a lot of sludging through people's pasts. A lot of developing of new characters. The young cast of Cyclops and Jean Grey and Nightcrawler, they were fantastic. They looked so good, so true to the comic books and their characters even as well. You had Nightcrawler praying all the time, and Scott Summers kind of with that brooding, like, oh, nobody likes me type of thing. But it all came together really well. I thought that Oscar Isaac did a fantastic job as Apocalypse. I thought the beginning of the film kind of was just a little, it moved a little slow, but they were packing so much into it that if it went any faster, it would have just seemed tedious and overdone. Whereas I think a film like Batman vs. Superman crammed too much into a film, Civil War also crammed so much into a film, but they did a really good job of keeping it even and keeping everything moving. And I thought X-Men Apocalypse did a similar job like Civil War, where it just kept everything going and moving forward. It brought us new characters. It brought us characters that we've seen before. It brought back old and new, and it did a really good job of it. I thought the girl who played Storm was fantastic. She's got a bright future, and I can't wait to see more of her in these films going forward. But let's talk a little spoilers here. Let's kick it up a notch. We've talked about the movie. I think the movie is very good. I think it is definitely worth a see. I would put it up there with the best X-Men films. I think it's probably one of the better films of the X-Men series. We've had 6 X-Men movies so far, and I would definitely say it's probably top 3. Definitely top 3. I would even venture to say that on a second viewing, I might even put this one at the top. It is really that good. And Bryan Singer does an amazing job. If he's moving on, God, I mean, it's hard to imagine the X-Men world without him anymore, but he did a really good job. This was his swan song. It was a great way to go out. So anyways, let's talk spoilers. So from this point on, I'm going to talk about the movie itself, the ending, and things like that, and going forward. So spoilers at this point on. So if you have not seen the movie yet, I definitely suggest that you go see it. And you should probably turn this off at this point and move on, watch something else, and then maybe, come back after you've seen the film, right? So, okay, everybody gone? Oh, wait. Okay, so, at this point, if you are still watching and you are not wanting to be spoiled, I'm sorry, too late. Apocalypse dies. Okay, there, I just said it. So, the ending of the film was really good. It had a great kind of, it brought the old characters kind of full circle a little bit, but it also really introduced the new characters, seeing what Jean Grey is capable of. Wow, the imagery with the Phoenix fire behind her, that was so cool. I mean, that was so awesome. Cyclops, the way he was able to finally kind of control his powers, even up until the very end, he just seemed unsure of himself, but you could see him being a leader throughout this film, directing Kurt to transport them into that helicopter, to saving everybody. It was it was really good. He had a really great leadership. I think that was one thing that we missed from James Marsden's character. He never felt like a real leader. He did a very good job as Scott Summers in Cyclops, but he just never felt like a leader, like somebody you could follow. This kid did an amazing job, and I really feel like he stood out to be a leader of the X-Men. Same thing with Jean Grey. She really, for somebody who felt like an outcast, for two characters who felt like outcasts throughout the film, for them to show their strength like that was really absolutely incredible. It sucks that Havoc is gone. All of the original X-Men now are gone, with the exception of Beast and Meg. Except for Beast and Mystique, all of the original X-Men, Banshee and Havoc, they are now gone. So it's a little sad, but the way he kind of moved on and he passed on protecting Charles and the X-Men. Havoc has always been this kind of this protector of the X-Men. So for him to go out like that was so super cool. The scenes with Quicksilver were, I knew that they said they were kicking it up a notch from what they did in the last movie with Quicksilver, and good God, did they ever. That sequence was funny. It was action-packed. It moved at the perfect pace. And the gentleman who plays Quicksilver, Evan Peters, I believe, he was so good. I know he worked really hard on that, and you could tell they put so much time and effort into that, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. The dog scene alone, I mean, everybody in the theater was cracking up at that. So it was really, really good. The ending with the way that they were able to finally take down Apocalypse, with Magneto kind of coming to terms with, I'm a mutant, and, killing everybody isn't really my thing. I want to protect mutants, and he did just that as well. Like, he kind of put himself on the line to try and save Charles and the people that he did care about, even though he pretends like he doesn't. Magneto has always been this, protector of mutants, whether it meant destroying all of humanity or not. He feels this brotherhood with the mutants. Go ahead, go figure, brotherhood. And then you got Storm adding in, using her immense power, was just so awesome. And the way they did it, and the way Oscar Isaac kind of, played everything was great. I like that we didn't get all of his horsemen kind of turning. We did unfortunately lose Archangel. That is very sad. He was kind of a good character, but he never really got developed. I think, if anything, the lack of development for his character was kind of a shortcoming for this film, but then they killed him off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. A little bit with Psylocke as well is, you just kind of, okay, she's a badass. But, if that's just who she is, then that's just who she is. There's nothing that says she has to be deeper than that. But going forward, if she is deeper than that, then we have a problem. Then going back and looking back at this film, it sullies it a little bit. So, overall, it was a very, very good movie. It was a complete film. One of the best X-Men films I've ever seen. I would definitely put it up there with Deadpool and Civil War. And, I even liked Batman vs. Superman. I still think people aren't really getting what they're seeing with Batman vs. Superman. So we have seen an amazing streak of comic book films this year, and it's not over. We've still got Suicide Squad. We've still got Doctor Strange, and I think that's it. Right? Is that it? Do we only get 2 more? Do we only have 2 more? Oh, that's depressing. This has been such a year. So anyways, like I said, if you did not like Apocalypse, I would like for you to explain to me how you didn't like it and what you thought was bad about this film. I think it's really good. I think it is definitely worth seeing. I would say it is one of the best X-Men films that has been made. And, I don't want to tell people that they're wrong. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. But in this case, if you think that X-Men was a bad movie, you're probably wrong. And I really don't know what it is you're looking for. As far as comic book movies go, this was great. It's not going to win an Oscar. It's not going to win an Oscar, but it's still a very, very good movie. So that's my review, Xmen Apocolypse. Definitely check it out. It is in theaters now. Really good movie, real solid. Definitely has some good, a good ending. I liked, like I said, at the end where we saw kind of the an homage to all of the main characters that were left. We saw their, Kirk with his jacket and, Cyclops with the blue and yellow. So even though we didn't get full blue and yellow outfits for everybody, even Mystique with that kind of gray and blue, we got really iconic outfits on all of the X-Men. And so that's really cool. And I really liked that. I love seeing that. Even with Professor Xavier in that three-piece suit. Just absolutely fantastic. There is a spoiler, there is a end of credit scene that features some gentlemen walking through Stryker's facility and collecting a vial of Weapon X's blood. It said on the briefcase, Essex Corporation. I don't know of an Essex Corporation. I know Nathaniel Essex becomes Dr. Sinister, or Mr. Sinister. Is he a doctor? Did he get his degree? So maybe that's what that's alluding to. He was a bit of a mad scientist type. I'm not great with X-Men mythology, so I'm only spitballing here, but I think maybe that's what that means. I don't know if he had a corporation or anything like that, but so perhaps we're going to see Mr. Sinister down the line in a next X-Men film, which would be cool because, if I'm not mistaken, Sinister has connections with Cable, which has connections with Deadpool #2. What? All right, so anyways, check it out, X-Men Apocolypse in theaters. I definitely give it... let's say 4.5 stars. All right, check it out, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one.